Welcome back to Billins World.
What's up, YouTube? Today's episode, classic or tragic, on Westside Gunn's "Pray for Paris." Hands down, I'm already gonna. I gotta start off with saying one of the best, if not one of the best albums released in 2020. The cover is fire, man. Already a Westside Gunn fan. This isn't no hopping on no bandwagon. Shout out to old Griselda Records. Incredible release right here.
All right. So I'm gonna start off with a question, right? Because we just listened to the whole album. What made you say that this is incredible?
Well, with already being a fan of West Side, Griselda overall, heavy hitters for this era right here. And man, you can't go wrong. Just production, man, ad libs, everything, all the guest appearances on here. You got some heavy hitters. Even on the production level, some top fivers. We talking about DJ Premier and Alchemist both produced on here. What more can you ask for, and especially for a 2020 release? And he pretty much gets right to the point. I like how a certain track ends where you hear Ghostface elaborating on how he has a big middle knuckle and everything, saying you ain't been through the struggle and everything and shit like that, man. The references for wrestling and everything, pro wrestling. Shout out to all the pro wrestling fans out there. So hey, man, that's why I would say it's incredible.
All right. Let's jump into the album off the bat. Number one track is 400 million plus tax, and I believe that was just an intro.
Yes, just the intro. Dope title as well to start it off.
The second was No Vacancy. How'd you feel about that?
I like that one. That was pretty lit.
George Bondo.
Hey, man, one of the top bangers on this album. Definitely one of the best songs on this album.
327.
Hey, man, this right here proved that with Joey Badass and Tyler, the Creator, who are, like I mentioned before, the guest appearance on here are dope. Now, the hook of this song, 327, Joey Badass does say, we're praying for Paris, because, the album is titled Pray for Paris, but there is no track titled Pray for Paris. But, yeah, Joey Badass and Tyler, the Creator, the guest appearances on that joint right there.
Into the next track will be French Toast with Wale and somebody else, Joyce.
Joyce Rice.
Yeah.
Yes, and Westside even stepped out of his comfort zone, even though I already feel he's a all-out artist, rapper, and all that. Shout out to Buffalo, by the way. Yeah, and he tries to sing it on this one, but it was bearable. It wasn't all that bad, and I'm a huge fan. If I didn't say already, of the ad libbing and all that. The cold rap, all that shit, man. It works so well. And this song, speaking of the French Toast record, is pretty alright, man. Especially with R&B simp, man. I mean, Wale. So yeah.
And to track 6, one of my more favorite tracks on this album, Euro Step.
Absolutely, man. It's unfortunate it's only under 2 minutes, but man, the production on that one is fire. Shout out Conductor Williams on the production as well.
The majority of these songs are 2 minutes. I'm like under. Like I didn't see anything really over 4. Probably like 1 or 2 tracks. After that, you got Allah Sent Me with Benny the Butcher.
Yes, and Conway as well. This will be the second track on this album that featured other members of Griselda, Conway, and Benny. And regardless of what's currently in the news of Conway no longer being Griselda, he's still always going to be part of the Griselda fam. So we're not going to, get into that and everything. But Allah Sent Me is a fire track.
Another track that I heard that I liked, $500 Ounces featuring Freddie Gibbs. And
Rock Marciano, man.
Mm-hmm.
And man, and production by the Alchemist, as I mentioned earlier. Alchemist produces on this album. Top 5 type producer for me. And man, yeah, this track, man, what could go wrong with one of the best producers ever? And Freddie Gibbs and Rock Marciano next to West Side, no, and
I
Freddie
never
Gibbs.
really heard a lot of Freddie Gibbs music, to be honest. It's probably
Yeah,
like the first time I ever really heard him. Unless he was on like one of Jeezy's songs and I didn't remember or whatever.
yeah, respect. And then Rock, man, Rock's been on that grind for so long. I remember hearing him on a Busta album when I was a kid, and he's still going, still keeping the grind going to this day.
Versace is the next track.
Hey,
I
and
thought that was a good track as well.
absolute fire, fire.
Then you got the
Your favorite wrestling move, man. We got it. Come on, man. Did you know?
I can't believe this shit. But okay, yeah, the
This is gonna be
Claiborne
fun.
kick, the fucking Hulkamania leg drop, and
For the wrestling fans to know, another Alchemist produced track, man, featuring Boldy James, and and like I mentioned earlier, how we got once again Westside steps out of his zone and changes up his the pace of his voice and everything. He sounds different on this track compared to the other ones and all. And few didn't really fuck with it, but I fucked with it, man. This was one of those tracks too, especially if you know, puffing out a little blunt J, whatever you do, and you know you could just zone out to this shit right here, man. I fucks with it. One of the top songs on this album.
now the next track I
It
really
gets
like.
better. It gets better.
The next track I really like. Sean versus Flair. This was dope.
Absolution, produced by once again top 5 producer, DJ Premier of Gangstar and all that. R.I.P. Guru, and man, this is hands down probably the best. You know, my fave on this classic album right here. Sean versus Flair.
Yeah.
And though my partner here mentioned earlier, a lot of these tracks are only 2-minute joints, but this here is about 2 minutes 22 seconds. That 222. This song should have been a little longer as well. Could have probably used a feature or two, but hey, not
Yeah,
for
because the
anything.
album total is 13 songs, 39 minutes. So it's every track is probably like underneath like or a little bit over 2 minutes. Like still good work though. You don't have to go stupid long to make a good song.
Yes.
Number 12, interesting title as well. Party with Pop Smoke featuring
Keisha Plum
yeah.
of I believe she's also down with the team. Griselda as well. She has some dope joints. I was even impressed with her recent solo joint. Check out Keisha Plum. And yeah, the title, man. When this dropped, I was like, hey, what's this? You know. And I believe it's shortly after Pop Smoke had passed, R.I.P. And this is actually Tyler, the creator, on the production, and felt it was dope, man. And he even has his kids come in. Westside Guns has his
Tyler
kids
the creator did that. That's dope.
produced the track, yeah.
That's
Mhm.
dope.
And we have his Westside Guns, I believe, kids come in at the end of the track to talk that shit and everything, and man, and Keisha Plum's part as well was even lit and everything. Dope, man. Party with Pop Smoke.
Okay, track 13. Not really sure how you pronounce this, but it's
Right.
late something.
The
Yeah, featuring Cartier Williams.
Yeah, pretty fair track right there. Good way to close out the album. This closes out the album and everything. And of course, as the track fades, you hear the oh man, how can I can't believe can't forget what I was saying. How before the track ends, you know, as the track is ending and everything, before you hear the beat play out, you hear Westside mention how he'll tap dance on that shit, and you just hear like the sound effects, the tap dances in the background and everything, you know, stepping on that work and wait if you know you fucking know. And of course you hear Griselda Fly by Fly God and everything, and man, hey, the cover is dope as hell. I'm not sure, but I believe it might have been Virgil, R.I.P., who done this cover and everything. Who's done plenty of other covers, album covers as well, from Watch the Throne and Jesus and all. But hey man, classic fucking album. Like, comment, subscribe. Take that damn.
One thing for sure with Westside Gunn and Benny the Butcher and Griselda and them, they don't miss with the covers. The covers are always unique.
Impressive, man. Definitely. You know, covers ain't dope ass covers can sometimes be a thing of the past, but Griselda is not lacking in that category. You know, shout out to all my followers out there, subscribers, everything. Like, comment, subscribe once again. Take that damn nutty professor finger of yours. Hit that bell, man. BILLINS World ain't going nowhere. Season 4, man. Westside Guns Pray for Paris. Classic or tragic? It's a classic in my eyes. partner, what you say?
Um, I'm gonna give it the classic. I'm gonna give it the classic.
One of the
A lot of
best,
good stuff
one of the
on
best,
here.
if not top releases of 2020.
A lot of good stuff on here. Gotta show love to Griselda and Westside Gunn. They brought back a part of hip hop that for a long time was very, very vague and forgotten. uh, Dope project overall. Um, I like Westside Gunn. I like Griselda. I like what they do. So out of 10, 1 out of 10, what are you giving this? I know you said it's a classic, so 1 to 10.
8.5.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Cool.
I'm gonna
Respect.
give it an 8. But as you said, the cover art, unique, fire, album fire, beats to work with people like Alchemist and Premier, just ridiculous.
Yeah, not taking none from other producers as well, but having Premiere and Alchemist, hey, what could be better?
I mean, for that style that Westside has, Premier and Alchemist really are probably the best bet. Really, honestly, with the style that Westside has cultivated and made his own. All right, guys, make sure you go check us out on iHeartRadio and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all of the other digital platforms that you listen to your podcasts on. All the exclusive episodes go on YouTube first, but if you missed anything and you need to catch up, we are on all big platforms: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, you name it, we're on it. Dreezer, and so on and so on. If you're looking for your retro vintage gear, fire retro vintage drip, JiggyMafia.com. You need some good rolling papers. We got some rice papers that we just got in. HitMyLineAccessories.com. That's our smoking brand. JiggyMafia.com is the clothing brand. Airtime Music LLC is the record label. If you're an artist, producer, or anything like that, contact us. Okay, Billin, anything else you want to say about Westside Gunn, Griselda, or Pray for Paris?
Hey, anyone out there, if you haven't already, man, go check this project out, man. It's only a couple years old and everything still, and it's gonna be getting played, for a long time coming for me.
Yeah,
So
it's
check it
not one
out.
of those albums that drag on either. Like every track is literally probably like just a little bit over 2 minutes. So if you got a good 40 minute, I mean, some of you guys sit there and watch podcasts for like 2 3 hours. I don't know how you do it. You're watching a WrestleMania as a podcast, but anyway, 40 minutes of your time. It's not gonna hurt you to check this out, especially if you're a student of the game. Check out Westside Guns Pray for Paris. We gave it an 8. I gave it an 8. Billin gave it an 8.5.
8.5.
So that's
Salute
gonna get the
Buffalo.
classic green light for us. Once again, check us out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, and all the other major platforms that you can find podcasts on. Make sure you check out JiggyMafia.com for your vintage gear, shirts, hoodies, hats, and etc.
Yes.
Hit my line accessories for your smoking merch. We got rolling trays, we got glow trays, we got rolling papers. We've been on billboards. Come on, stop playing with us. Go check that out. And that's it. We will see you next week. Billings World, West Side Gun, Pray for Paris, Classic or Tragic. See you guys next week.
Salute.